Broadcasts of HIKI NŌ are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI NŌ. Kamehameha Schools, empowering Hawaiian keiki to explore, discover, and inspire. ABC Stores, a local company helping to transform education and develop Hawaii's workforce through bold learning initiatives like HIKI NŌ.
Drake, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Hi, my name is Drake Dela Cruz. I graduated from Farrington High School in Kalihi.
And I'm Serene Morales, and I graduated from Baldwin High School on the island of Maui.
I'm Kera Rasavanh, and I graduated from McKinley High School in Honolulu on the island of Oʻahu. And so, Serene, what was a HIKI NŌ story that meant a lot to you that you made?
A HIKI NŌ story that meant a lot to me was, it's called Fitness Coach, and it's about a local gym owner named Yanagida.
And then as you express your body.
Located in Wailuku, Maui is personal trainer and motivational speaker Yanagida, who owns and operates his gym, Yanagida Fitness.
Many people who start because they were athletically gifted or they had a natural talent for exercise or athletics or sports. I came from the complete opposite side of the spectrum where I was 40 pounds overweight, I had chronic asthma, and I had a liver disease where I was told I'm not going to live to see my 30th birthday. I was just so beaten, battered, destroyed in every sense a human can be, and I almost committed suicide twice. And overcoming that depression was probably the most challenging thing I've ever done because I had no sense of worth, no value, no self-love, no self-respect. And overcoming that struggle right there just manifested into me being hyper grateful.
After relentless bullying and listening to others think, Justin began to train his mind and body to become immune to what others thought with meditation and practice of gratitude, by appreciating the little things in life and being thankful for everything and everyone around him.
Being able to overcome my own physical, emotional, and mental struggles helped to inspire me to want to help other people.
Today, Justin speaks to educate people to find their purpose in what they want to do in life. He also speaks to people seeking to have a healthy lifestyle.
I realized I wanted to help people since I was a kid. All of these different things amounted to being very, very empathetic. And by being able to empathize with others, I'm truly able to connect on a heart-to-heart basis. I realized by speaking to people's hearts, we can change their lives. I realized no matter how many people it is, if I can just speak to one person and change one life, I know I did my purpose there.
This is Serene Morales from Baldwin High School for HIKI NŌ.
Well, I really liked her story, and I really liked how the fitness coach really overcome his struggles of being like depressed, and I think that really, I liked how he used that for a way to give back to the community, and like how he wanted to improve himself, but also help others improve themselves as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think like coming out of such a dark place to put that into something positive and not only help yourself but other people is like pretty inspirational. So what was your role in the production of this project, and what did you learn from this?
From this production, I was actually the videographer, editor, and kind of script too. And from this, I didn't just learn technical skills, but I kind of learned, life lessons of don't judge a book by its cover, where it's like, don't just judge someone on face front value. Just, you really have to understand their story in order to really judge them. I feel like doing this story really helped teach me a lot about life lessons like that.
For sure.
Like that.
Yeah, and so Drake, what was a meaningful story that you worked on?
Well, a story that I worked on that really meant a lot was the story about Betty Santoki. She was a retired school teacher at the school I graduated from, Farrington.
Enter to learn, go forth to serve. Betty Santoki, born in Japan, raised in Hawaii, always had a heart for her community. Graduated from Farrington High School, class of 1962, and with the motto, enter to learn, go forth to serve, which she still abides by to this day. She has helped her community through the teaching of the Japanese culture.
So when I came to Hawaii, I was enrolled in a school, and there was no ESL at that time. So I was put into a classroom and expected to learn as the other students. I was very fortunate because the teacher I had in first grade knew some Japanese, so it made it much easier for me. I grew up in a Japanese family environment, so of course it was respect for elders. It's oyakoko, it's being filial piety to serve and help your parents. And on, which is like obligation to others who have helped you. So you should have a return kind of feeling to help them. And I think this is the way I can serve the community.
For the past 6 years, she has been teaching Japanese conversation classes at the Newtown Community Center to interested seniors with the intent of connecting them to their roots, to give them a sense of on, so they appreciate the sacrifices their ancestors made for them.
Seniors in the class, we travel a lot to Japan, so we really benefited from her teaching us. We don't know our ancestors, our family, in Japan. So through Betty, she's able to write letters and converse in Japanese. So she's helping us to make connections. A few months ago, Betty had a heart surgery, and so this was in April, May, and so but in the fall she still had a class. Of course, we helped her a lot of the preparation and planning, and Betty still did it. She still carried on. She still felt responsible.
For Betty Santoki, the importance of on is being part of something bigger than herself. She aspires to help people learn the language and also about their culture, giving them a bigger sense of self through teaching about the Japanese culture. This is Drake Dela Cruz from Farrington High School for HIKI NŌ.
So Serene, what did you think of Drake's video?
I really liked Drake's video. I really loved learning about Betty, learning about how she incorporated her culture and wanted to spread it throughout the community. And I feel like there's not really enough of that in the community, especially in Hawaii when there's so many ethnicities and such.
Yeah, I know so many people who are living in Hawaii. We have a very big Asian community, and a lot of people who are mixed as well, but they don't know how to speak Japanese, or they're not in touch. Yeah, they're not in touch with their culture and stuff like that. So for Betty to go out of her way to teach outside of school, right? She's doing a really great job, in my opinion. I think that's heartwarming. All right, so Drake, what would you say your role in the production of this was?
Oh, well, making this video possible was, my role was to interview Betty Santoki, and I also helped assist in editing. But I was mainly the one that just tried to help make this story more appreciative, just dig deep, and we went through many trials in making this this video, but it had so much meat on it, we couldn't put everything.
Yeah.
But
I get it.
you can feel it's there when you really hear this amazing individual that did so much for the community. So I learned how to just really listen.
Yeah, definitely listening to these people's stories, which are kind of different. It's good to know that, you know, we can all relate though to somebody's struggles, even though we may not have experienced it fully, but you know, we really feel for them.
So Kera, what HIKI NŌ story that you worked on really meant a lot to you?
One that really meant a lot to me was the one that I did on the Hawaii Nature Center. So that was basically a documentary I did about how they do ʻāina-based education in their programs, teaching kids mainly from elementary school to middle school how to take care of the environment and how to just be more sustainable in little ways.
Oh, look, we have shrimp. See them?
At Hawaii Nature Center, our mission is to connect children and families to nature. We want to create the next generation of environmental stewards who can care for this unique place that we all call home.
Located in the heart of Makiki Valley on the island of Oʻahu lies the Hawaii Nature Center, where young minds can get a real feel for environmental education.
There's something that you can't ever replace sitting in a classroom with feeling wind on your skin or seeing a shrimp in the stream or hearing the birds in the forest. When groups come to our programs, it enhances what they're learning in the classroom because science is all around us. It's a dream job in that sense, and bringing together my two passions, which would be environmental education, environmental stewardship, and culture. And so I find it really wonderful that I get to do what I love every day. To share that with the next generation is pretty wonderful. Our world is in big trouble. There's big changes happening, and we can ignore it on a day-to-day level to some extent, but what's happening, we're noticing more and more. And so for us to be able to share that with kids, to reach kids, is very valuable.
Kids at the start of the week may be littering at school, or their parents may be using a lot of disposable plastics at home, and by the end of the week, these kids are bringing zero-waste lunches where they are able to compost everything that they don't use, and their kids are taking green bags to the store.
A big part of it is modeling by example. Kind of draw them in that direct one-on-one context, pull them in, get them excited about it, show them that you're excited about it.
We want them to feel empowered and inspired that they're able to make a difference in changing the community and taking care of this planet.
The Hawaii Nature Center believes that, through education, individual impacts can make a sustainable future possible, powered by today's youth.
The best way to save the planet, I think, is to first experience it and learn about it and care about it. That will then lead to stewardship down the road by having those fundamental connections with the environment, and that's what our mission is at the Nature Center.
This is Kera Rasavanh from President William McKinley High School for HIKI NŌ.
So I really like your video a lot, and like how it opened an eye for the viewer about how the world is in need of like saving, like just those little things like recycling or just helping the environment. And I was also like, I was fascinated how the style of the video was. Like, it really had that feel of, we need to, it's necessary and we need to save our own planet.
Yeah, I really like the message of the video. It really inspires the viewers especially, and to make sure to get the good message of save the earth, and especially like there's not enough programs, I feel like, out there that really is aimed for children, and like I feel like if with your story it could like really send out the message of starting them young and teaching them how to save the earth, just like by one little kid at a time. What was your role in this production, and what did you get from this?
So my role was pretty much everything. Yeah, I chose to do this project by myself, mainly because I just felt like this was a topic that I felt really passionate about, and I knew that I could get the job done. And yeah, it was a really fun experience, like doing every role by myself. because I got to see how each aspect was. Because I mean, I have done maybe each of the roles, but this time it was more independent, and I had a lot more.
In control of everything.
Yeah, I had a lot of creative freedom though as well, because you know I didn't have to like argue with anybody. But yeah, it was. I would say I'm glad that I did do it by myself, but you know I'm not against doing group projects. Like I'm all for it, but it was a nice change.
I liked how you approached this video by yourself, and like you had a lot of creative freedom. There's also other approaches to like teamwork. Like there's similarities, but like when you're working with other people, it's totally different. But I wouldn't say I would always, like I would also go solo if I had to. Like not in the sense of I don't want anyone to intervene, but also like I would like to explore how I would work on a video. But yeah, it's also like great working with others too. Like you get to see how they would do the video or like the changes they would make. But I kind of like that too, like that solo thing. So I would do both.
Well, I usually worked with a team with most of my HIKI NŌ, so I feel like having a team is like, I like having a team. Yeah. I don't think I could be able to do it solo because I feel like I'd go crazy, but I feel like having a team, and it also teaches you lessons of how to coordinate with each other and like how to really communicate, especially because of course you're never going to agree with each other, or you're not always going to agree with how the story is. So I feel like working with a team really taught me how to be in control, not in control, but be a leader, and how to lead the pack in a sense in the right direction.
Now we're going to talk about how the skills that we've learned from HIKI NŌ can help us in 3 aspects: college, the workplace, and life. And we'll start off with college. Serene.
So I'm going to attend the University of Hawaii, Manoa, and I'm going to be majoring in digital cinema actually. So I feel like HIKI NŌ really helped me prepare that for, well, it's technical skills of course, but beyond that I feel like HIKI NŌ really, or the skills that I got from HIKI NŌ can prepare me for college by being able to talk to others, communicating with others. So Kara, where are you going to go for college and what are you majoring in?
I'm going to the University of Hawaii at Manoa, and I'm going to major in business marketing as well as digital cinema in the ACM. So yeah, I'm going to double major, see how that goes. Yeah, and you know, with having these professors too, you know, because I just signed up for my classes and I know who's going to be my teachers. Like with HIKI NŌ, you know how we got like criticism from our mentors and feedback and stuff like that. I feel like I'll have an easier time being able to like
receive the criticism.
Receive it from these other teachers that I may not know, because I never met my mentor either, but you know, just through emails and stuff like that, like we still were able to have a good connection, and I understood fully what he meant when, you know, you should change this and that, and you know, that just made me like kind of a stronger person as well, you know, because some people can't take criticism at all, you know.
Like same here, taking criticism, I think it's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, after taking it, you realize that you need this to improve, even though you don't really see it yet. So that's what I usually do. I take the criticism and I just swallow my pride sometimes. But I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing, just to take that criticism and improve on that. Like especially with my teacher as my mentor, like she would like we would have stuff already set, but she would also tell us, oh, you could try this, or maybe this doesn't really fit. Then I would just take that and say, oh, okay, we'll try fix it, but not in the sense of, oh, we have to fix it, but like, how could this make it better? and like just try it out. So yeah, just taking that criticism and just improving from it, not being salty about it, with that grain of salt.
Yeah.
So where are you going for college and what are you majoring in?
I'm going to Leeward Community College and I'm majoring in film and TV production. I chose this major because HIKI NŌ really prepared me for, I would like to say, this type of field of study. And I'm taking what I've learned and planning on using that when I go into film and production at LCC.
So how do you guys think the skills that we learned at HIKI NŌ, how will they help us in the workplace?
Well, like I said before, communication. I feel like it really prepared me on how to communicate, especially professionally, with emails and everything. Like how important, I didn't realize how important emails were until I went into the HIKI NŌ process, and just communicating in general, just being able to communicate with, like how to communicate with our boss, how to communicate and take the criticisms that they give us.
Yeah, and also the kind of way you have to talk to them in the emails, like the whole format and stuff.
I
like,
didn't realize that until
in high school, I barely ever checked my email. And through HIKI NŌ, like, I know that I have to check it almost every day and
scary if you
stay updated. And if I just miss one, you know, it's like, oh no. And I think for the workplace, you really need to also be able to work with people.
Teamwork,
Yeah, teamwork. Because if you don't like your coworkers, or you don't like your boss too, like, you know, it's gonna create tension.
It's like HIKI NŌ, doing a story, working with your teammates. It's just like, if you can't agree with each other, then it's never gonna get done. So yeah, I feel like that prepares you for your workplace also.
That gives you like a sense of responsibility.
Yeah. All right. So how do you guys think the skills that we learned with HIKI NŌ, how will they help us in just real life?
Doing HIKI NŌ, you always come across like a problem in like the video or something, and being able to deal with that, not just the technical skill, but like mentally, because you know, it sometimes like the criticism they give could really like crush you sometimes if you don't know how to deal with it. But I feel like going through that process in HIKI NŌ made me be able to overcome that. And if I would ever face any adversity in the future, then HIKI NŌ really helped me prepare for any like mental block that I could ever get from it.
Yeah, I think
makes sense.
My experience really taught me to persevere.
Yeah.
And just keep trying, even though they say, "Oh, change this again." You know, just keep going, trying different things. Not be afraid to go and
try something different.
Try something different. Or maybe even ask for help as well. Because I know some people, you know, they can't swallow their pride and they're like, oh, I don't want to, like, you know, do this. But yeah, you know, it's good to ask for help sometimes.
Yeah, like some people really need that just drive. Like it's not bad to ask for help. Like asking for help is just the least you can do.
Yeah.
It's like there's always people like mentors, or even asking help from your like your crew. It's like they're there for a reason. They're there to help, and we're all here to just work together to overcome obstacles and like do stuff that needs to be done.
So Drake, what do you think the future holds for you?
Wow.
What I think there's a lot in store for me, not just me, but like for everyone. But if we're talking about like myself, like I really see myself doing film or production throughout my life. So I'm excited, but also I'm also tense because I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest, I'm afraid, but I think everyone is afraid, and you just gotta take what you get and give what you got.
Yeah.
The future is scary, but I'm honestly really excited. There's so many things that are ahead of us. Like we're so young, you know, we have so much life left to live, and I think I really want to graduate college and hopefully get a job in this industry. I'm really like striving for just to work for like a media company, or maybe even open up my own media company.
For the future, it is scary, yes, but I am actually super excited because I'm gonna move here in Oʻahu, and it's gonna be such a different place for me, and going to Manoa, just experience college life. I'm really excited about experience something different.
Okay, Drake. In a nutshell, how would you describe your HIKI NŌ experience?
Well, in a nutshell, I would say that my HIKI NŌ experience was like very experiencing, and overall going through like the process and just really seeing how it's like to be in a position where you have to do something or you're responsible for doing something. It prepared me, and I'm excited that I get to just take all this in and able to know for myself that I can use this in anything I do.
In a nutshell, I'd say my HIKI NŌ experience was eye-opening and just a big roller coaster. So, Kera, how would you describe your HIKI NŌ experience in a nutshell?
I would say that it was just a lot of growth for me, like in all areas of myself, in my schoolwork, myself as a person, like just my leadership abilities, like you said, I can use it in anything. And I think that this past year, working with HIKI NŌ, it just made me better as a, content creator. Like it just pushed my limits. It made me go the extra mile and just made my work ethic a lot greater. And yeah, just a lot of growth.
Broadcasts of HIKI NŌ are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI NŌ. Kamehameha Schools, empowering Hawaiian keiki to explore, discover, and inspire. ABC Stores, a local company helping to transform education and develop Hawaii's workforce through bold learning initiatives like HIKI NŌ.